Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in to F1 Podcast. This is podcast number 70. Thanks very much for watching. As always, you're joined by Max and Pep.
Hi guys.
And Max, before we talk about the French Grand Prix, we've had a little milestone this week. We've got 500 subscribers now on F1 Podcast. And guys, when we started this podcast, we loaded one video and we told a couple of mates about it, Dido and Vincent, and they became subscribers. And since then, heaps of you guys have watched our videos and subscribed, and it's got to the point now where 500 people subscribe, Max. It's very exciting.
Thank you very much, everyone. For
that. Thanks, guys.
As Pep said, it started from pretty humble beginnings. You know, us just deciding to have a bit of fun and talk about our sport, I guess.
Yeah.
And, obviously, we've done something right, and thank you for everyone that's visited our little corner of YouTube, mate, and for all of our very special subscribers. It's great.
Yeah, it's because of you guys that we keep doing these videos, so we really appreciate your comments and your emails, and 500 subscribers, and you know, we're going to keep doing it, so thanks very much. Alright Max, well let's talk about the French Grand Prix, let's talk about Magny Cours.
Sorry, I can't help doing that whenever France or Magny Cours mentioned, mate.
Circuit de Nevers. So let's talk about the race, mate, and obviously Massa won the race and is now leading the championship, Max.
Won the race by default, mate, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, ever since that exhaust pipe was flapping around on Kimi's car and Massa just drove through and won the race. I mean,
did you see the holes that burnt into his car?
Yeah, the fire. Yeah, the fire damage there on the car, unbelievable. And there was actually some banter about whether he was going to be black flagged or told to fix it.
Can you imagine being the driver behind him and all of a sudden having this exhaust flute come flying at you at, you know,
yeah, well, when
150 mile an hour?
When it eventually came off, it came off with some force, but he wasn't black flagged and he wasn't asked to drive through or anything like that. But he basically, as far as I could see, Max should have won the race. He was so quick.
He was killing it. He was killing it. Look, without this engine exhaust problem, he would have won it by a country mile.
Yeah, he was doing so well.
Ferrari were very comfortable in a 1-2. They were controlling the race. It was a no-brainer. Kimi was going to murder the race. But you know, as so often happens in Formula One, mate, these things are sent to test us, and you know, Ferrari at least, which I thought was amazing, managed to 1-2.
Yeah, well, they were skipping away from the start, really, and they've had so much pace at Magny Cours, and they were doing so well. And then, of course, Massa took the lead and won the race. And then it was a competition thereafter, Max, about who was going to pick up some points. And truly, press conference, I got to say,
for sure,
he was so happy, and his respect to
over
Anderson, and you know, I thought it was great for Trulli to be on the podium, and I've had some comments about Trulli and also Toyota, and I've got to say that the humble pie continues, Max, because Trulli did so well.
Mate, I think it's wonderful to finally see Toyota on the podium, and I think it's fantastic that it was Jarno Trulli that was standing on the podium. You know, I said in pre-season testing that Toyota were looking unusually fairly strong, and you know, that's they've obviously proved me right. And mate, you've been impressed, I think, with Toyota of late as well, and fantastic to see them on the podium.
Yeah, definitely. That little incident between Trulli and Hakea towards the end there, where
the little incident.
Yeah, well, it's funny because in the press conference, Peter Windsor said to Trulli, "Did you guys touch wheels?" And Trulli said no, but it sure looked to me like they touched. It was a pretty ballsy move, and they were fighting right to the end. So Trulli couldn't relax for a minute, Max.
But well done to him for keeping him behind him. Obviously, a quicker car.
Very well deserved. Yeah. And also, you know, Robert Kubica was the next driver along, and you know, he's been on the podium so much, you sort of expect that he would have done a little bit better. He's been slapping Heidfeld, but that's another question. But
I think BMW would be fairly disappointed with their performance at Magny Cours after the high that they had at Canada. So 5th by their standards now is you know, probably a little bit below the mark after what they've just recently achieved. But not every track suits every car, and hopefully over the next couple of races that BMW finds some tracks that suit their car.
Yeah, well, they're still P2 in the title, so they're doing well. And Webber getting points as well again for Red Bull. Again, yes. They've just been taking the next step, Red Bull. They've really been performing well, and we've been asking for reliability for so long, Max, and finally we've got it. I mean, that Red Bull's so reliable.
I mean, the battle of the midfields is, you know, almost as exciting as to watch the battle of the front of the grid. I mean, it's pretty competitive. You've got you know, Toyota, Red Bull. Name the other ones, Renault. You know, they're all there fighting, and they're fighting pretty hard. And Red Bull, for all intents and purposes, haven't put a foot wrong at the moment, and they're doing really, really well.
Yeah, and one you mentioned as well, Renault. I mean, PK redeemed himself.
Finally, first points, Pep.
Yeah, he got some points, and he took Alonso, and he got there in the end. So, as some people have been saying, he needs to do that continually, not just this race.
Oh, I've been one of them. He needs to get some points. And
some people, you, me, a lot of people.
Yeah,
come on, Nelson.
He had to do something, and he did.
He did, yeah.
And you know, nothing like a bit of pressure, mate. The screws turned a little bit for someone to perform, and look, I take my hat off to him. Well done. I mean, we've been pretty critical of him. I think fair justification, but you know, he did the best thing to answer his critics, and went out and scored a couple of points. So well done to Nelson, PK Jr.
Yeah, so overall, I thought it was an excellent race. There was some action, Max. It was a good race.
Oh, it had a bit of, you know, like most races, had a bit of everything.
Yeah.
And you know, good to see Felipe win.
Leading the championship.
Yeah, you know, I've been pretty critical of Felipe, just basically because of his inconsistency. He's quick on his day, but you know, he hasn't put a foot wrong so far this season, and he's right up there. Well done.
Yeah, he is, and he's leading Kubica by a couple of points, and also Kimi and Lewis are right there as well, so it's still a wide open championship.
Oh, it's great. Yeah. Almost halfway through the season, Silverstone marks the halfway period, and you know, there's a four-way battle for the championship on in earnest at the moment. There's only a couple of points separating first from third.
Yeah, exactly. Alright guys, as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
See you guys.
Okay, bye.